Copenhagen. I mean, listen, there's a lot of us are going into this, right, with, like we talked about, with G2 on the high horse of the Pioneers. They're the ones that are supposed to be in charge, but right off the rip, Pioneers, they had a little moment of their own.
Yeah, fake kickoff there from Pioneers, and that's a great sign to see. I mean, this has been the season for the kickoff strats, and they got possession off the back of that one. Did not take long for G2 to wrestle it back from them and create their first chance of the game. Let's see what Atomic can do with the first big mechanical play. It's flip reset pass middle, saved by Fiber, covering the infield pass.
That follow-up from Dano came so quickly, and just as quickly as that went, so did Atomic. G2 stride up by 1 in the first 32 seconds.
It looks like Beast Mode bumped Scrub away from the goal. Amphis landing with no momentum, side on to the play. Couldn't really do much when the shot went behind him. G2 do get the opening goal just over 30 seconds in, and it's going to be Pioneers, I think. Yep, they're going to come away with the ball here. Atomic cutting off the long-range air dribble before it could really get started, and we're right back into Pioneers defense.
And honestly, I really like this from Pioneers so far. They've pretty much held their own as best as they can against a team like G2 this early on. It's been an immense amount of pressure from G2. Here comes Beast Mode. Lost that one just for a quick second here, but it's right back to him. Down, pass, over. Here comes the shot. It's crossbar and out for them, but that's the G2 strike. You know you're going to go up against Viper! The transition attack came through. Pioneers have tied up the game.
Oh, what a pass down the middle. Fiber's already making the run, trusting Amphis to get the ball down the middle of the pitch there. I mean, that could very easily put 2-0 to G2. They hit the crossbar with the full team passing play, but Pioneers tie the game in the counter-attack. They caught G2 just a tiny bit out of rotation.
That's literally exactly what you have to do. You have to find the smallest of moments where G2 are just off or a little bit off. And if you can keep it that quick and that consistent, G2 might have a little bit of work cut out for them in this series. Here they come again, though, in the corner.
Oh, what fake. This is fantastic for Pioneers. Not a bad effort as it goes, well, at least uncontested, but saved by G2. The Pioneers starting to really get some more midfield control. Fiber has been monumental to their success so far. We've actually got that's Fiber on your screen right now with Amphis nameplate. So if you are watching back home trying to get acquainted with these guys, that is Scrub on your screen. But it looks like we do have Fiber and Amphis mixed up. I mean, it's pretty easy to get the OCE guys lopsided. They show up to LAN every time, covering the other side of the world. They do it, start upside down. Oh, good save. Pioneers hanging it just a bit longer, holding it to 1-1.
It's kind of crazy. You're approaching the second half of this game, and I can't believe you're saying it, but G2 Pioneers tied in game number 1. I mean, you love to see it. It's not unheard of for G2 to lose to an OCE team historically. This could be fun here. Oh, here comes Beast Mode.
That's a big goal by Beast Mode. Turns around, robs Scrub of the ball. And Amphis got a piece of it, but could not deflect down to the back corner. Beast Mode with far too much power in the 50-50. And G2 ahead again by that 1 goal. So, it has been a back and forth game. But overall, G2 have kept their composure even when they did concede and ended up in a tie game. They just got right back to it. They do still look quite comfortable in the match.
They definitely look comfortable. So does Pioneers. Double off the backboard. That one didn't quite find its way through, but oh my gosh, what a threat from the Pioneers. Here comes Beast Mode. Just wants to make that massive clear. The redirect almost goes through. Such power. And you can tell G2, they're trying to ramp up the pace of play at this point against Pioneers. Show them who's boss headed into these last 2 minutes.
Yep, G2 have had 2 crossbar shots. Both of them were completely undefendable had they just got the shots to go a little bit lower. Now here come Pioneers. That's a shot across the box, and it's going to be picked up by Fiber at the far side. Look at it, pinched it back into the middle. A bit too much sauce on that one. But again, Amphis from the receiving end, and now Scrub. They're getting shots, at least. They are getting opportunities, Pioneers. This is a promising start for them. But after they've gone this close to G2 in game 1, I think they'll feel like they want some more. Can they stop Daniel with the air dribble. Yes, they can, but it's now towards Atomic, drops it middle. No go for beast mode.
Oh man, and here they go. It's not gonna stop. It's not gonna be that easy to push G2 off your side. Here comes Atomic, Scrub, nice touch. Tried to take this one out mid, but Daniel's already ready, and now the demos are gonna start to come through. And that's what I was waiting for from G2, is when they were gonna start ramping up. But as soon as that starts, you're gonna have to hold on. This one off the backboard, cleared into the corner. 1 minute left on the clock here. G2 only in the lead by 1, trying to turn it into 2. Daniel's shot saved and sent off.
Yeah, will G2 push for a third goal here? Will they play it safe? They were caught in the counter-attack earlier on in this game. That's how Pioneers scored their only goal so far. One more like that, and we could be in a very interesting situation as beast mode. Hard red on the fake. It's now Fiber the other way, but G2 are prioritizing those defensive rotations for now, playing it safe, making sure that they've got bodies back to defend the counters.
25 left on the clock here. Clear out into the mid, pass, shot's gonna go towards that corner there. Great save. It's come out from beast mode on that one. Keep G2 in the lead. 2 resets towards the bar. Atomic with the follow, and G2 go up by 2.
And finally, G2 can get the goal after yet another crossbar. That was a little touch there from Amphis, but not enough to take it away from G2, who are now ahead 3 goals to 1. That will give them a lot of confidence. It'll calm the nerves that were potentially building. Another fake kickoff, though, for Pioneers. They're not done quite yet. But can they get it going fast enough on the counter-attack? It looks like they will not be able to. G2 are going to hold on to that 3-1 lead. And it's going to be game 1 to the North American champions.
I have to give so much props, though, to the Pioneers for how this opening game looked from them. I think, like most people, you're a little nervous coming into this one. Is it just going to be a complete shutout?
Pull them out of the water. That's really the question here. On Forbidden Temple, can G2 step it up to that level we know they've got? Or will QT Pioneers continue to surprise us? Starting things off, it will be Pioneers in offense, with the drop-down pass easily collected by Daniel, and he's managed to lob that over the top of Fiber. Continuations by Pioneers have been pretty calm. They're, faking each other, or faking G2 rather, off the ball quite a lot, allowing easy touches to come through.
They definitely have. It's a really solid amount of teamwork and effort that they've been putting in to kind of get creative, to get around the G2 defense, because that's exactly what you have to be, is an extreme level of creativity to get around somebody this solid and consistent. But G2 on offense now. Here comes Daniel. This one floated down. Atomic wanting to try and collect this ball back from the Pioneers, but a clear out into the mid, gonna slow things down just a bit in transition. Gonna start to come through.
Yeah, G2 are sitting pretty deep to start off game 2. It looks like they're going to be the counter-attacking team. Is that just in? No, it's Amphis with the last-second save. In fact, he might have baited G2 in a bit there before getting the save, but Daniel transitions the other way immediately. It's on target, but again stopped by Pioneers. G2 are just mounting so much pressure, though. Can they find a way through? Brief moment, we have settled things down again as it goes deep to Fiber. Look at this attempt off the ceiling by Scrub. He's denied by beast mode. To Atomic, to the back of the net. It's 1-0 G2.
That is such a classic G2 play. Just one up, send him forward, and complete it for your own. 3:34, G2 have found their first goal on the board, which kind of feels insane. When you see G2, it's usually these crazy amount of shutouts, but Pioneers almost recreating what they did in game number 1, having a nice amount of, strong defense, holding off the insane amount of G2 shots that continue to come through.
Pioneers, again, coming away with kickoff possession. That's one thing they have done exceptionally well in this matchup against a G2 team who have definitely got quite a deep kickoff playbook to go to, but look at the aerial mechanics from Daniel. Flip reset, looking to bump the defender out of the way, can't get there. But the waves of G2 offense just keep coming through. Beast mode with the double tap middle. The middle is covered, though, by Pioneers. Not going to give G2 that avenue of attack.
Yeah, it's not going to be that easy. There's going to be a little bit of work cut out for you, G2, but they do seem locked in. Here comes the pass over to Amphis, not quite able to find their way through as G2 slowly, I don't know, maybe I'm wrong on this, but it feels like they're starting to send 2 people at once on some of these shots, which makes me a little nervous, but again, it's G2. At the end of the day, it's something that gets corrected in a matter of seconds.
Yeah, the recoveries are just so fast that they can kind of get away with that. I mean, it's one of those situations where you don't want to copy the pros. They're just too quick as they get another goal off the back of a pinch center ball. Look how quickly Atomic gets in the end of this. I mean, you don't think there's too much on there, but how about that for a controlled pass from Daniel, 2-0 G2.
I love it. Straight from the corner and in. Half this game left to go. G2 up by 2. Pioneers haven't been able to create as many opportunities as we've seen in the past, but this might be one. A nice flick over, but an incredible save from Daniel comes through. The attack from G2 continues once again.
Oh!
But as quickly as it started, it's over.
Well, just suddenly a pre-jump came out of nowhere there for Pioneers. It didn't amount to too much. G2 just slowing the game down here. They're letting Pioneers come to them and controlling the 50-50s when they arrive. That's created a bit of space for Daniel and then Atomic, but how about that for Amphis, as he now has a brief 1v1 opportunity. In fact, it's 2v1, but Daniel darts back, turns it into an even situation, and again, G2 on that transition. And kind of using Pioneer's own game against them here. They are just too fast in the final third. It's 3-0 to G2, with Atomic once again on the score sheet.
Oh, they're so good, but if you are gonna get any sort of touch on that ball, if you're Pioneers, I feel like you gotta keep it a little closer at times. You can't let that ball get too far ahead of you if somebody's not there to back you up, because what G2 is gonna do, they're gonna rush you, and they're gonna take advantage, but Beast Mode slowing things down, almost went for a little bit of a fake on that one, kind of stressing Pioneers out with the mind games, and this one sent back into the blue, and, well, Fiber's gonna get sent back into the orange.
Yeah, I think G2's game plan pretty clear for this second game, even towards the end of the first game, has worked out very well. And their only goal that they have conceded was a moment of overextension. So if they can avoid doing that, I think they are going to be quite comfortable in this matchup. They back themselves to be able to defend against the Pioneers who are coming forward at them, and they're able to exploit those gaps in the midfield just so quickly. Minute to go, still 3-0 G2. They're looking extremely comfortable now after a brief moment in game one where things didn't go to plan. The rest of the series has gone exactly according to plan.
I feel like that was right along the prediction of how you and I thought this was gonna go. It was like if Pioneers was gonna have a moment, it was gonna be in game one, and whether or not they took it, game two was gonna show us if they were gonna be consistent or enough or not to put up a fight against a team like G2.
Yeah, G2 have exploited the mistakes. Can Amphis put one in? No, it's off the bar. They needed to get that into the target if they were going to come back here. Now here comes G2. Daniel, once again, leading the charge on the transition. It looks like time has gotten away from Pioneers here. Final 20 seconds. G2 pressing for a fourth goal. Again, it's Daniel with the setup. That will be game 2 to G2. Triple match point for the North American 1 seed.
They look just like they did online, and now the equivalent on land, but one for the road home in game number 2. Pioneers said we're not going out completely empty. They are gonna be able to sneak one in here, just over Atomic's cards, scrubbed down in that bottom 90.
Yeah, 2 seconds to go, so it will just be too little too late. I mean, G2 just have to hit the ball at all here and it's game over, and they've done so. So, you know, again, and it's not a terrible scoreline for Pioneers, but I think that created chances, they've gone for it. But in that first game, you know, it looked promising. The second game, they just got completely countered. They just got outplayed, and, you know, some bad misses in defense did lead to immediate goals for G2. So Pioneers have got to keep control of the ball in defense. They need to buy each other time to retreat, time to get back into position when they do move into the midfield and attack. Here we are in game 3. Will G2 be able to sweep? And just as important as it is for Pioneers to try and get that one game in this match, G2 are trying to 3-0. It's all about that win-loss in the Swiss format.
Yeah, getting a sweep here in round 1 would be huge for G2. Just set themselves up for the absolute max amount of success here in the Swiss stage. And it's looking pretty good right now. You're sitting on match point here, and you're clearing out into the Pioneer half. Here comes Daniel looking for a fight in the air. This one goes down. Atomic keeps this one up into the Sky Beast mode up next. This one from the mid. Fiber's gonna take it away from G2, try and carry this one downfield. Daniel, though, knocked off the ball, but Pioneer's just not quick enough to make a proper challenge on G2. Instead, it's a double off the side, just out. But the follow-up, that fourth man really is doing wonders for Pioneers.
Yeah, first the post and then the crossbar. Pioneers very nearly conceded inside the first minute. But again, they have held on, and it is going to be, for now at least, a continued tie game. G2 getting a bit boxed up together here. That does lead to Pioneers getting the ball over them. Boost steal in the final third for Scrub, who waits out right for the pass. Gets cut off by Beast Mode so quickly though. The double tap stretched for and missed as G2 continue to batter that backboard.
Man, I mean, you don't even have to cover the backboard if you're Pioneers at this point. It is covered for you at this point. Oh my gosh.
The crossbar's got them.
One.
Oh, there it is. Another crossbar save.
And a little miss.
Beast Mode bringing Atomic into the game. Heavy hit to that backboard again. I mean, it is just completely insane how much G2 are getting that backboard into the play. Oh, nice 50-50 though by Scrub. It's a hard ball back, and it goes middle to Fiber, who does not hit the target. G2 are conceding chances again, and you know, they're not conceding goals, but this is a bit more of a loose game for them than the more disciplined performance we saw in game 2.
Yeah, this one's feeling a little bit more like the coin flip situation. It could go either way, but Pioneers looking better than they did in game number 2. Not quite as strong as they did in the first game though throughout that series, but what a demo. Opens things up here, and Beast Mode to give G2 Stride their first goal on the board.
Oh, that's absolutely ridiculous by G2. An aerial demo on the last defender. Closer to the ceiling than the ground. G2 again able to get the goal with that transition just happening so fast. They have just been very, very quick, clinical with their transitional play today.
Yeah, this is pure, clean Rocket League from G2. Wouldn't have expected anything different from these guys coming out here in the LAN at this point, right? After the performance that they've given us throughout all the qualifiers, even though their third qual may have not gone to their plan, the most you can do is start out your Swiss with a sweep on the Pioneers.
Yeah, and can they get that cushion, that 2-goal cushion? Not if the crossbar's got anything to say about it, as G2 again tried to find a way through. Beast Mode off the backboard, back pass to Daniel, and upwards to Atomic. They're going to the mid-air passing play, doesn't connect, but G2 definitely feeling very comfortable on the pitch right now with the kind of plays that they're going for. I wonder if that's going to please Coach Safi, or will he be thinking, hold on a second here, guys. It is only 1-0. Let's get one more, and then we can go for the clips.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure, knowing Zathu, he wants more than this one right now, especially with a few shots coming towards their own net. With that last minute 30 or so coming through, Pioneers, they're kind of throwing it all on the field at this point, because that's all you can do. You've got about roughly 90 seconds to throw yourself at that net, but it's going to be difficult if Beast Mode keeps this ball away. And this one from the corner, back towards mid. Can Pioneers transition?
Yeah, still just that one goal, and Pioneers advancing now. Oh, what a pre-jump by Daniel, just stayed up. Now Fiber with a corner double. Flip reset, almost skims it middle. But G2 are there to clean up the pieces, and now hit on the counter again. Daniel lobs it long. It's going to be more of a clear than a pass. But G2 now follow up with the full team, boxing Pioneers into that defensive posture again.
G2 just playing time at this point. Pioneers kind of fighting for their lives. They want to, you know, have those opportunities back in their hands again, but G2 said, no, we're staying orange side. Here comes Daniel back to the backboard. Once again, this one down, no touch on it. Beast Mode up next, trying to take a shot. Not enough boost in the tank to float down and get a double off it, but Atomic, he's gonna take his turn. 32 seconds left on the clock. Maybe Pioneers can try and find a fighting chance.
And they're just trying to get a way through here, but G2 are all back in defense. It's going to be hard to break them down. Double tap middle, defended well by Beast Mode. G2 starts to run out of boost a little bit here. This is not going to be comfortable if they let the ball go away from them, but they're not doing that. They're controlling it, keeping it close. Only Daniel with boost in this play, though, and he goes, and he's faked out, and it's a huge chance for Pioneers. Can they take it? No. It's saved by G2.
That was such an incredible opportunity that they had, and they created on their own, but now you just got to hold this one up. G2 is going to try and kill that ball. This one off to the sidewall. Beast Mode on the ground. G2 Stride take their first round of Swiss in a sweep.
And 1-0 at the end there. Bit of a scary one for G2. Completely boost starved, and the ball bouncing the edge of the box. But I think somebody grabbed a 12 pad, got up in front of it.